Hello everyone and welcome to Friday. So we did something that has been, I guess, a long time coming. We test drove some cars today. We went out and we looked at cars because it's been something that we've needed to do for a long time. We've been doing research into the companies, into the models, into all of these different things to find out a little bit more about what would work for us and what we're interested in owning. And we finally applied that knowledge today by going to two different dealerships, Subaru and Toyota. I'm just going to tell you up front, I'm not really interested in people's individual stories. It just doesn't do anything for me. The only thing I care about is hard data. Like, we've had, friends and family tell us about their experiences with this car, whatever. And, that's great and all, but I want to know actual numbers. And because I do, we got a membership to Consumer Reports about a month ago to start this process of, what are the actual reliability ratings of cars? What are the actual customer satisfaction ratings of cars?
You also need to find a car that fits you as an individual.
Yeah. So, there's a lot of things to take into consideration. Although, I have to say that some of you have talked about certain companies, and it did match up with Consumer Reports and the data and the research that we did. So, there was a lot of you that were like, holy crap, I've had my Subaru forever, and it's been great. And you're right. That's the reason that we went to Subaru and Toyota specifically today, is because the reliability on those cars are very, very high. The customer satisfaction on those cars are very, very high. And even looking into the specific models that we're looking at, all of that stuff was very, very high. So we had a general idea of what we wanted to look at. For Subaru specifically, we were looking at the Forester and the Ascent. And in Toyota, we were looking at the RAV4 and the Highlander. And those are kind of the equivalents, like the Forester and the RAV4 and the Ascent and the Highlander. And the Ascent and the Highlander are definitely bigger cars. They're not too big. We could still go for that, but I did learn, having sat in and driven the Forester and the RAV4, that they're closer in size to the Escape than I thought they were. In my head, the Escape is this big car, and the RAV4 and the Forester are tiny. And of course,
this is a small SUV, Steven.
I know, and it's just, I don't know why, but getting a chance to earlier I drove the Forester, and I was like, oh, this is a very modern Escape, just in terms of size. So it's actually been a very good day. Just for whatever research you do, until you sit in the cars and you actually get a chance to drive them, you don't really know how you feel about things. So getting a chance to gain that personal knowledge is helpful. We've got a lot of options to consider. And I hate that. You
just want someone to be like, here's a vehicle.
I really want someone to pull a vehicle into my driveway and say, sign this, and then I go, okay, and then it's done. That being said, the experiences I had at both the Subaru and the Toyota dealerships were good. Just the people were very nice, very friendly, especially at the Subaru place. The person that we talked to was just very kind, and I don't know what words to use other than warm. Feeling warm. We're going to look at it and decide what to do. But regardless, we are trying to make a decision in the relative near future. That's actually one of the big benefits about we're not walking onto the lot we got to buy a car today. It's just we just want some information, and we'll see where it goes. So we got the information. We're going to talk amongst ourselves. We're going to talk with some family members who have some experience dealing with all of this stuff, and then make a decision. And we'll let you guys know, obviously, what we decide to do. I'm excited. I got to tell you, at the end of the day, I'm actually excited. Buying a car sucks. It doesn't matter whether you're buying or leasing or buying used or new or whatever. Like, just getting a vehicle, spending money sucks. I don't like it. But it is still kind of exciting because it's like, holy crap, I've been in this car for 15 years and it's time.
And they're talking about
really
like
time.
how it beeps when there's someone in the right lane.
It was so funny because like when we were at the Toyota dealership, the guy's like showing me like all the different models and stuff, and you know, he shows me this one. He's like, now this is like bare bones. And I was like, so when you say bare bones, what do you mean bare bones compared to like the other RAV4 I just looked at? He's like, oh, this one has nothing. It has like Bluetooth and a backup camera, and I'm like, you know, I'm driving like a 2004 Ford Escape, right? Like I don't have either of those things. Those are already like way up here before we even get to any other crazy stuff. But I also drove like I drove a 2020 Forester, and like it's an incredible car. It really is. It's got all sorts of like neat and nifty features, but I am coming at this from the baseline of like my car has a CD player. The volume knob doesn't work. In order to get my volume to go up for the past like 5 years, you just have to like turn it back and forth. And it'll kind of go up and down, and eventually it'll get to where you want, and then you stop. Anyway, it's been an eventful day. It's time to head back home.
We got a stream to do.
We got a stream to do, and now that we've solved all the streaming problems, knock on wood, you know, we have opened up the ability to be able to do other stuff, so I'm excited about that. Also, can I just say, and I've noticed this from the past few years renting cars, there's so much road noise.
Our car is so loud.
Our car is so loud. It's so loud. It'll also be kind of nice, like, because no matter what we get, it'll be newer than 2004. Like, this car is, you know, not safe. Like, if we were in a wreck, I'm pretty sure we'd die. There's also been some recalls on this car that are troubling. So, no matter what, whether we get something that is new, whether we end up like leasing a car, or whether we end up getting something that's just a few years old, the safety rating on it, no matter what brand we go with, will probably keep us a little bit safer in the car, and that's nice. See, everybody hates spending money. I hate spending money. I really hate spending money. But it is exciting to know that, like, oh, we're gonna have like a car. That's neat. All right, I'm done. Let's go prepare to stream. So for our stream this evening, we played Yoshi's Island, and the game itself went great, although it did take us a little bit longer than I thought it would take. We had some struggles and moved a little slow.
It was cute.
But it was cute. Mao enjoyed it, and I was excited about that. The only problem is, despite having recently taken all of the time to get multi-track audio working, which we did, we ran into completely new problems. Or should I say old problems? Because it was shortly after we got started, I saw people in chat saying, there's an echo. And like your heart just sinks. You're like, why? Why is there any problems? But long story short, multi-track audio recording worked. It worked fine. We actually have that solved. There was an echo that was basically the same as the echo that had happened way back when we were doing Link's Awakening. We had solved that by increasing the buffer size of the audio interface. When we did that, it fixed everything. The problem is, it's still, like, updated. So why it stopped working, I have no idea. But I decided to take the local recording into Final Cut and see if I could figure out exactly what the problem was. And it was basically what I suspected. Mao's mic fell behind in a few spots by just like a millisecond. And it's just enough that it creates an echo-like effect. Because you hear my mic first, and then you hear my voice coming through Mao's. And when that happens, it sounds like an echo. Fortunately, it's very easy to fix for YouTube. You know, so when we release the YouTube version, like, that can be fixed very easily. There's nothing wrong inherently with our audio tracks. It's just that maybe like every 10 to 15 minutes, I mean, it was random, but that's just a kind of an average. That would happen for a few seconds, and then it would go back to normal. The only thing that sucks is that, it sucks that I was all excited that the stream was going to work and then there was a problem. But the only thing that sucks is that I don't really have a lead for how to fix this. Like, I suspected the buffering issue back in September, and I did that, and it fixed it. But I don't know what could be causing this problem. The only thing that's odd is that things have been working just fine. And I just turned on multi-track recording, and I just switched us over to recording in MKV. So, like, that's the only thing that's changed. And it's not connected. I know it's not connected, but that's the only thing that's changed. We've been doing these streams for months now. So why would it start randomly? I don't know. I've got questions, and I don't have a whole lot of leads, which sucks. Anyway, I'll work on that in my spare time when I can. After the stream, Mal and I continued to look at car stuff.
Yep.
For a long time.
Yeah. I researched like an hour on my own, and then I told you everything I knew in an hour.
Yeah. So we've spent a great deal of time just looking at stuff. It's hard to know exactly what to do. Like, seriously hard to know what to do, because like there's certain things that, you know, it would make sense to find a used car. In certain circumstances, having a newer car doesn't seem like a terrible idea. In certain circumstances, leasing a car, at least particularly when you're an LLC, like isn't the worst possible option. So, like, I don't know. There's a lot of factors to consider, and I hate all of them. And car shopping is literally the worst thing ever. I really hate it. But we need to, like, make a decision.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to do nothing right now.
No.
I just have to eat this sandwich.
Eat your sandwich. I already ate my sandwich.
Well, I'm gonna eat mine. Thank you so much for watching. I know folks are, if you saw yesterday's vlog, you're interested in seeing us give the painting to my parents. Mm-hmm. Probably do that tomorrow. We have not mentioned it to them, so it'll be a surprise. But probably tomorrow. Obviously today we were busy. It's been a very busy day. It's been a lot of ups and downs today. Mm-hmm. Who knows what tomorrow will bring. Let's meet back tomorrow, shall we?